to another $1 million race. Isn't it? It's sensational racing, so-called post-carnival. But here we have a great sprint race worth $1 million, and now we launch into a mile race with group status of $1 million.
Yep, it's called The Gong down at Wollongong and KEMBLA GRANGE, and our winners so far, Mr. Seawolf back in 2019, Archidemus in 2020, all really big winners. Count to Rupee, this was a popular one for the Price team, and Brock Ryan, who teamed up Hometown Heroes. Riadini in 2022 with Tim Clark in the saddle, and then last year Jack was back, Detonator Jack, Jason Collett, a big training performance with the blinkers back on. And what about the Gonger? Yes, the Gonger. The Volk was a very popular Gonger.
And I love the Volk.
Gosh, he's stylish, isn't he, the Volk?
He is a very stylish man, of course, UFC world champion. He's a ripper. Of course, there's no more popular trainers than the Price team. So it's good to see Rob in action there. But this year we've got an absolute beauty, a world-class athlete in the like the Volk.
And we will get our 2024 Gonger to perform her duties.
Do you know that you're going to call her a Gonger?
What else are you meant to call her?
True.
The Gong hitter.
Well,
really have the same.
You go with Gonger. I'm backing you up.
All right, into the yard. It is the Gong over the 1,600 metres. Horse number 1, Gringotts, winner of the big dance last start. Tommy Berry Sticks has had an excellent preparation this gelding by Purring Canto. Wide draw, slightly concerning, but the way the track is playing, maybe he will be able to hunt up and find a position pretty easily in the end.
I've gone with Territory Express here, ran 5th in the 5 Diamonds behind Pericles. I thought he was unlucky there. He gets his chance today. He's had 3 runs back this preparation. All have had merits. He's the start number 20 in his career. I think he's going to run a terrific race.
Skylab for Ash Morgan, Paul Perry comes out of the big dance as well. I would suggest he would have preferred a bit of give in the track today. He's not a noted good track performer, does like a bit of cut out of the ground. But second up does improve, and we'll see that from him today. He'll run an improved race after his first up performance at Randwick on the first Tuesday in November. Lions Roar, Winker's first time for the O'Shea and Charlton team. Tom Sherry takes the ride. Has been up and running for a long while. Ran in the King Charles. He was well out of his depth that day. Big dance, got too far back. Do you give him a chance?
Well, I just think his Wyong Cup win is probably his best trip. I think I give this horse a chance in NCAP because I gave him a chance in the Golden Eagle and he was disappointing there, but I'm willing to forgive that. Wide Barrier might end up being a positive here for NCAP.
The 7 is Griff. Of course, he's a Group 1 winner. That was in the Caulfield Guineas of last year. He hasn't won since that day. Heavy Vanderhoven getting an opportunity to ride in this big race with Kieran Maher, who's looking for a race-to-race interstate feature double, if you will. And there is his stable rep in Aussie Joe, just giving instructions to Chad Schofield at the moment. The 8 is Aussie Penko for Rory Hutchings and Chris Waller, and he has been one of yours, dare I ask?
Yeah, well, the frustration was I didn't expect him to lead in that 5 Diamonds because 3 starts ago in the Toorak Handicap Group 1 level, he was unlucky behind Antino. No, he wouldn't have beaten Antino, of course, but he arguably should have run second. He should have a Group 1 placing next to his name. Oh, I think, Freedy, you're right on the money here. I think this girl can run really well.
Yeah, she is just a beauty of a mare. She's won 9 of 32. She loves the 1,600 metres. She loves the good ground. Josh Parr gets along with her oh so well. And she's dropping down in grade from the Group 1 Empire Rose, where she was only a couple of lengths behind a Tissue at Flemington. So this is significantly easier for her today. Gate's not too much of a worry. She's been very, very good to me.
Another Group 1 winner, the Randwick Guineas winner in Converge. Isn't it a quality field? Hasn't won since that win, though. That's the concern. 2 runs back this preparation. He needs to get back to his absolute best. Of course, a 2-time Group 1 winner. He won the JJ Atkins as well. Here's a horse who's returned to his best, Em, and that is Step Party. And that's why he's in the market. And that's why Blake McDougall is here riding for Paul Prushka up from Melbourne. This horse ran really well in the Rupert Clark. That was last week. So he backs up, gets out to the mile, which I think will even suit him better.
That's the only query for me because he's not absolutely proven
No,
at
definitely
the
not.
mile. But you're right, he did give every indication last week that the mile will suit.
Yeah.
So on the quick backup, he's back to his best and looking to break that $1 million prize money barrier. This guy's been a frustration, hasn't he? Blinkers back on, so there's some intent here. Third up for Chris Waller, Regan Bayliss. Can we see the best of Waterford today?
Yeah, he's certainly been one of mine, and he's a live chance today. Berkshire Shadow. Blinkers go on the first time for him as well after running third at Hawkesbury. Here's Locker Eagle, who ran in the little dance. He was my roughie on that occasion. Look at the price he is today. Only beaten 4 lengths behind St Lawrence. We've seen that form already franked today, M. And then we'll get to Super Razi, another one of these horses who just need a bit of Goldilocks. They just need everything just right.
They need the tempo exactly right and track conditions as well. I don't think the good ground worries him so much. The mile is not a problem in the world. I think it's just class at the end of the day. And it's a good field that we've got assembled here. Blake Spriggs taking the ride for Ben Brisbane, who's travelled him up from Wangaratta. Vivier, she has promised the world. And to be fair, she's put in some really nice performances this preparation. I got really happy about 3 runs into the prep when they started running her over a trip. She's not a sprinter anymore. No. She's a miler now. And they are changing her program to suit. She's won 2 of 16, but she has shown a lot of talent in the past.
That's why she's my roughie in the race. And the last horse is Glory Days for the My Racehorse family. And second up from a spell, expecting an improved effort from him for Kieran Moore.
Okay, checking in with Anthony Manton for a market update for the Illawarra Mercury Gong over the 1,600 metres.
Gringotts is a very popular favourite here. So opened up favourite on Wednesday, 440, and I can tell you in the last half an hour, this horse has been $3.80 into $2.90. We thought Blazing Harry was well back. This is off the map. Territory Express is a $6 chance on that second line of betting. Now, Stapati, as much as $11 on Wednesday, is very popular as well for the Victorians, $7.50. And I can tell you, holds the second most amount of money behind Gringotts. Then we've got Lekvard, who's a $10 chance, Waterford 16, 15, Vivier 16, and Berkshire Shadows at $17. And we get into the roughies. We laid Griff at about $51 right down the bottom, but gee, this has been a big go, Gringotts. I can safely say this is the best backed runner all day, and they may not stop. It's $2.80. What's gambling really costing you? Free and confidential support. Number website on your screen.
Thank you very much, Manto. So Gringotts, those colours looking for a feature-to-feature double from the Meteorite to the Gong for Kieran Maher. Tommy Berry's had a huge amount of success on him in the past, of course, winning the big dance worth $3 million only a few weeks ago. And again, draws wide. That proved to be no issue last start. You can expect... Oh, well, here we go. I'm just going to hold fire because we are getting ready for one of the highlights.
What do you reckon? Where do you reckon this sits in Jessica Hull's life? Olympic silver medalist in Paris over the 1,500 metres. She travels the world running in Diamond League. She's about to be announced as the new face of a brand new shoe with Nike.
Is she?
Yeah, she's an absolute icon amongst the Nike fraternity. She's been with them since she was a young girl. So that's awesome. Her life has just changed so much. And now she goes back to her hometown. She's a Wollongong girl and about to have the honour over the mile. That feels appropriate, doesn't it? To be the official, as Speedy says, the gonger for 2024.
Can I say, apart from the Volk, who looked handsome,
yeah,
she is a very stylish gonger, maybe the most stylish
Right,
gonger.
so she's up there eyeballing the Volk for the most stylish gonger in gong history.
2 elite athletes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, market mover, Manto.
Gringotts number 1. This is best backed runner all day. So in the last half an hour, as I mentioned, $3.80, now $2.80. Big go for Gringotts.
Wow. Really well supported. Yeah. On with Territory Express. I think he gets his chance today. He needs a little bit of luck. I can see where you're coming from, though. You can imagine your girl's going to be in the right spot, isn't she? Sort of that midfield maybe, and getting out wide and whooshing in.
Yeah, I just love her. She just tries her hardest each and every time she hits the racetrack. It's the drop in grade that gives me a vote of confidence. Josh Parr is riding oh so well at the moment. Group 1 victory in New Zealand last weekend as well, if you don't mind. I just think she gets everything to suit her today. Although Territory Express, I can understand where you're coming from. He has been unlucky this preparation. The only thing with me is that it just seems to be like the pattern doesn't help, and he seems to constantly find trouble wherever he goes. Hopefully he can navigate it today. Gringotts heavily backed, well-supported favourite here for Kieran Maher and Tommy Berry, who's coming back today after a 10-day layoff for a suspension that he incurred on Gringotts in the big dance. So a bit of serendipity
he came
there.
from a wide barrier and he got them a little, he trimmed them a little up, didn't they? And he was making his way in. Vivier ran second on that occasion. She's my rough in the race, around $16 in this race. You can certainly mount a case for a host of runners here. Tavi Time was an emergency, missed out on a start and ran third in one of the consolations. Oh, aggressive. And the roar of the crowd. Well done, Jess. She hit it with more power than the vault.
She gave that a belting. It was unbelievable. Oh, she's a power athlete now as well, is our Jess Hull.
And more importantly, she is a great young lady too. A dream to be around. So, and for Seven, great news for a 2-year extension for the Seven Network and 7 Plus, covering athletics in Australia. I know Bruce made that announcement during the week. Absolutely thrilled for Bruce. Always great for him to have an opportunity to call athletics, because there's no one that's ever been better at it.
No, it's his great passion, along with the racing as well. They're two sports that are very near and dear to Bruce's heart, and he deserves a little hiatus from racing until we get him back next year.
Yes, I caught up with him recently, and I said to him, I can't wait to see you for our coverage of Cranbourne.
I think that was on Monday night.
And he said, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
You go and do it.
We'll happily do it.
He's a Group 1 specialist, only, but there's a lot of Group 1 flavour to this race, isn't there?
Yeah.
Group 1 performers, and we've seen, the traditional lead-ups to this race now, races like the Big Dance and the like. So the money that's come for Gringotts is no surprise. The word out of the Maher stable is he has really improved since that big win in the Big Dance.
So big field here. You would expect there would be some amount of tempo up in front. Partially, Gringotts will be contributing to that from the wide draw. You would expect Tommy to cross and take up the running. Territory Express, a highly fancied runner due to the way he hits the line each and every time from the back, and the Paxter Party comes up from Victoria. He has been excellent this preparation. Legvarte, she is a mare with quality, dropping back from Group 1 to Group 3 grade. Waterford, another one who seems to hit the line stylishly each and every time. The list goes on and on. It is one of the feature events on the provincial circuit. It carries city class though. Here is the Gong for 2024 with Darren Flindell.
Those tactics here today. NCAP is the last to move in. It's gong time here at Kembla at Group 3 level, $1 million in prize money, and they're ready to go. And they're racing. Oh no! Territory Express has been a bad boy in looking for the leaders. Gringotts has come out fast together with Griffiths right there. Lions Roar's pretty handy as well, and Stepardi in the firing line. Osipenko's out wide, pressing on. Followed them by Glory Days in advance of Waterford. Further back to Vivier, Lekvart. Then came Converge from Super Razi, Lock Eagle, Skylab, NCAP. Territory Express, who blew the start by 6. Collar tried to pinch a bit of ground, going up the inside to third last. 1,000 metres to go, and Berry achieved his goal of crossing and leading. Gringotts in front, this heavily back favourite. Osipenko second, Bakshi Shadow third. Then Griff from Stepardi, Lions Roar deeper out. Glory Days beaten for speed is back midfield, followed by Waterford on the rails. Super Razi 3 wide, creeping closer. Further back to Vivier on the inside of Lock Eagle. Then came Lekvart, NCAP. Well back is Skylab, and Territory Express is last, 12 lengths off the lead. Gringotts swings the corner in front. It's Gringotts out by a length to Osipenko, then Berkshire Shadow, and Super Razzi the outside. Further back to Griff, Lions Roar. Territory Express 6 lengths away on the inside. Gringotts in front. Super Razzi looming large on the outside. Gringotts and Super Razzi clear from Stepardi and Waterford. But Gringotts, he's got gas in the tank. tank. Gringotts keeps going. Gringotts Gong. Gringotts by a length. Superazzi second. Stepardi third. Then Waterford from NCAP Vivier. The crowd going wild. They're back this for millions. Further back to Vivier. Converge. Then Osipenka. Lock Eagle. Territory Express. Oh dear. Further back, Lekvart, Griff, Berkshire Shadow, Glory Days and Skylab.
Oh, it was a justified giggle there from Darren Flindell, but all honours with this horse. This gelding by Per and Canto, who has taken all before him this spring, but also Tommy Berry as well, who has developed such an association with him. They've been dealt tough cards all throughout this spring. Wide draws, doesn't faze Tommy, just seems to be able to cruise out of the gates, park him right on the speed and control things from the get-go. So Kieran Mark gets a feature-to-feature double with winning the Meteorite with Nadal, but also the Gong with Gringotts. I also want to give kudos to the ownership group here. You've seen these colours time and time again. Aussie Kerr and John O'Neill and all of their partners, they put so much into racing and they are getting the rewards with some of these really beautiful horses that are progressive, going through the grades and winning them huge amounts of prize money back.
Have a look at where he ends up, Em. You've summed it up perfectly, the race. Look at Tommy. He's, 10, 12 off the rail, but that's the beauty. He went forward and then picked the right part of the track. I turned, Everly, here's the start, Territory Express. Oh boy, what are you doing, you talented yet naughty little boy? What your record could be. That's his 20th start. He's had 4 wins and 6 placings, but you can't make an error like that in this grade and be competitive. Whereas Tommy Berry, from that wide barrier, just jog trots across, throttles down, the horse comes back underneath him. I turn to my right to look at you, I turn to my left to look at Manto, and we all go, well, this race is over. I mean, you can't give him a head start and beat him like that. That was just dominant. How good's Kieran Ma too?
He's just flying at the moment, there is no doubting that. Superazzi was enormous, flashing home on the outside for seconds. Stepardi's done a really good job here, coming up for Victoria and racing for big prize money. Waterford doing what Waterford does each and every time. My on-top selection, Lekvade, she was probably 5th or 6th in running in the end. She got very far back on the rail, which wasn't probably the place to be. And then we've touched on your on-top selection in Territory Express, who was given no hope at all after missing the kick. But Tommy Berry, he's had a really good spring. He hasn't gotten a Group 1. He's desperate to get one after having not won one for 2 years now, since the Oaks of 2022. But a big dance and a gong, each worth big prize money, will do for now.
Yeah, so you've summed it up, Tommy. Well done, great ride. But it's about Gringotts and it's about the Ma racing team who put together an unbelievable day today. That would give Tommy a lot of satisfaction, wouldn't it?